What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for joining. Welcome to Comics and Crypto, your source for everything collectible. We have a really awesome drop coming up tomorrow on Fanable. We're going to dive deep into that in a second. We want to go over some of our bounties that we've been posting, and we were actually able to claim one with Vivi. So really excited to talk about that. But of course, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsor and take a look at this video. Video is sponsored by Fanable. Fanable is changing the game, combining physical collectibles with digital ownership. Send in your graded comics, cards, VHS tapes, video games, and action figures to be securely stored and insured in a Brinks vault for free, while maintaining full control of your collectibles through blockchain technology. That's right, free shipping, free storage, free insurance. Join the weekly curated mystery cases for a chance to score a grail, or sell it instantly with a 90% buyback option. It's fast, it's fun, and it's a whole new way to open packs. Secure, manage, and monetize your physical collectibles all in one place. You can download the Fanable app on iOS and Google Play, and also go to fanable.io. Lord of the Rings fans, we're collaborating with Boss Logic to give away the sealed VHS copy of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, signed by Elijah Wood himself. We had this VHS tape personally signed by Elijah Wood at LA Comic-Con, and it also comes with JSA certification. The item will be shipped worldwide to one lucky winner. Go to our Twitter or Instagram account now to enter. Don't miss your chance to make this collectible your precious. It doesn't get old. We're going to be running that one for probably another week or so. So definitely get involved in that giveaway. We're going to be shipping that VHS tape worldwide. So yeah, definitely get involved.
Both on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you enter them both, then you get double the chances. So definitely do that.
Definitely. Yeah, it's going to be really awesome. So let's dive into this. Booyah! We claimed a bounty. I think this is our eighth bounty that we've claimed out of like 30 that we've done so far, 30 or 40.
People don't want to give us their stuff. They want to keep them, which is a cool thing to see that people are actually also valuing these special mint numbers the same way that we are, and other people want to hold on to them for their collection. So
I'm curious in past sales what it's going to look like when for our bounties. I'm going to check to see if people actually sold them for a higher premium. To my knowledge, I don't think many collectibles have sold for higher than what we put bounties out for.
I think most people hold on to them.
Yeah, most people probably just either keep them or they sell them. I know that there was a Sanity #1 bounty we put out for 1,000, and that actually got purchased for 1,000 from another another collector. So I thought that was great. So we ended up claiming this one. This is done right before it actually got burned, which we're really excited about.
Yeah,
it was communicating with the person who minted that one. That was really awesome. So big congrats to him. We have a bounty out for $1,000 for Avengers 43, mint number 1967, which is the publishing year. That's, obviously we're huge fans of publishing years. This comic is especially cool because this is Red Guardian, first appearance, right on the cover. And Red Guardian is a very prominent character in the recent Thunderbolts film.
I just saw it last night, and probably my favorite character in the film. So I really hope somebody sells this to us, because I would love to own this.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear that. So I'll probably see it too, and we'll talk about it. We're probably gonna raise the bounty. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to see the stuff get burned either. It's going to get burned if nobody mints it. And I think over half the collection has been minted. So yeah, we'll definitely have to kind of play that by ear. We want to balance it out because obviously, there's certain comics that are worth way more than this one and put out the same bounty, but at the same time, we don't want to get burned. So, it's what's up?
Oh, Matt.
Matt Tokino.
What's going on?
For the stream. So what's up? What's up, Matt? Thanks for joining, buddy.
I'm gonna take you on the links again sometime soon.
Oh yeah. Slops with flops. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Thanks for joining. Chris, what's up? What's up? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Yeah, so keep your eyes and ears out for this comic. Over half of them have been minted so far, and apparently it hasn't been minted yet. Always check Stacker World. Stacker, check Stacker to make sure if it has been minted or not. If it has, if that's why you're going for it, there's your answer. So always make sure to check Stacker to see if something has been minted, if that's the reason why you're going for it. But we're definitely planning to potentially raise this one just to, ensure that it doesn't get burned. That's, and even if you sell it to us or not, it's okay. We just don't want to see it get burned. And so, wait, do we have more bounties?
Wait.
Sure do. Triple Stormtrooper bounty, 1977. Yeah, this is for 3 different variants. You have the Crimson Stormtrooper, the Shadow Trooper, and also the Mimban Trooper. Which, by the way, the Mimban has been minted.
Yes.
It has been minted. I don't know if it's going to be sold to us, but it has been minted. So everyone out there, the bounties out are for 2 left that I know of. I don't think they've been minted yet. So again, always check Stacker to make sure if it's been minted or not. And we just announced a new bounty today, the Mandalorian. Whoa, bounty, double bounty. We're offering $2,019 for each collectible. There are 3,019 total editions for the rares across the 2 collectibles. There's also secret rares that you can go for independently, which is really, really cool. We're kind of bringing back to the Spider-Man FA.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was awesome, man. You, me, and Kev, we're slamming our phones trying to get that secret rare.
Montana.
In Montana, where there's no Wi-Fi. That was the beginning, yeah. But yeah, so the Mandalorian bounty is officially on. We are offering again $2,019. Thought I'd make it a little fun. We're thinking 2000. Like, let's just do the 2019.
Throw an extra 19 in there.
Yeah, let's match the year. Why 2019? Well, 2019 is the year the show was released. So this is technically the first appearance of the Mandalorian show. But yeah, for Din Djarin and also for Grogu, first appearance in, I believe, any medium. I think in the comic books, the comic book Mandalorian 1 is the first appearance of Din Djarin. I always pronounce his name wrong. Din Djarin. Thank you, Din Djarin. I said it wrong for so long because everyone just calls him Mando in the show, right? But yeah,
that book came out in 21 though, right?
2022
or 2022.
That's
yeah,
also dropping on VV soon.
right.
And we'll come back. We'll definitely circle back on that one because we might have an exciting announcement for that one too. Mm-hmm. But this is his first appearance as a digital collectible. That year is awesome. So this is the floor for 2019. 1977 is still going to be out there available as well. And there's probably other numbers that are significant.
Yeah, we were going back and forth. We couldn't decide whether we wanted to do a 77 or if we wanted to do 2019. But we felt like 2019 was just more specific to these collectibles. So just felt like, just something I think a little bit better for our collection. We already have a bunch of 1977 mints. So, mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah. And we're not saying that it's worth more than this. We're not saying one is worth more than the other. I'll be very clear there. We're not trying to start a war here, guys.
This is just what we're more personally excited for these collectibles. Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
And I guess there's been some, people talking about this, like these are VVFAs, but they're not technically blockchain FAs because both of these characters have been released on Cryptoys previously during last Star Wars month, last May. So so that's just something to throw out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that VV has been vocal about that. Their first appearances reference their platform. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. And we're not saying that meant these are FAs on the blockchain. It's going to be interesting to see how people value that over time. I think that could be very significant. People always find ways to differentiate value. Yeah, I also miss Cryptoys too. I hope everything's good over there.
I think they're still working on stuff. I've heard that they have a big partnership that they're hoping to announce at some point soon. So I'm still hopeful. I got lots of cubes that I still haven't opened. I got lots of blister packs. I think they're working on some really cool stuff.
Great leadership team. I'm very excited for them, and I really hope it does. Everything's good with them. Yeah, 100%. All right, here we go. What we've all been waiting for. We were so excited about this when it was announced. This is a curated drop, 75 packs. Every single comic is signed. So if everyone out there, if anyone's new to our channel or for these episodes, we are covering the mystery case drops on Fanable, proud sponsor. Yes. And so on Fanable tomorrow at 11 a.m. PST, you have an option of buying up to 2 per account. You can buy 2 mystery cases that consist of 75 comics or one comic per mystery case.
75 being sold.
Yes, 75 being sold. I anticipate an instant sellout.
Yeah, they're being sold at $125 each, so a little bit more expensive than previous drops. But there's a very limited drop, and they're all signed. So
they're all signed. That is such a cool idea. Yeah. What an amazing idea! Big shout out to the Fanable team for continuing to put out quality quality product, man. This is very exciting. You know, it's interesting because I have met collectors that hate signatures, and I've met collectors that love signatures. And you know, it's really come down to personal preference. But I will say that signatures on comics always sell for a premium.
They do,
always, especially if it has like Stan Lee, Todd McFarlane. If it has a big name on it, they always sell for a premium. So that kind of speaks for itself. So breaking down the actual drop, we're looking at 75 cases, 75 comics. What's really cool is that if you buy a comic that's worth under $50, they're still going to give you a $50 guaranteed buyback offer, which is fantastic. That's really awesome for the communities to know that they're going to, at minimum, get a $50 offer for their comic, which you have, I believe, up to a week to decide.
You got a week. Yeah.
Six better than non-six. Oh, that's amazing. So let's go through some of the comics. What are they dropping? I guess we'll kind of start towards the bottom and work our way up to the top. I mean, this is right off the bat. I don't know if this deserves to be at the bottom.
No.
This is amazing. This is a 9.8 Venom lethal protector. Is it a? Oh, it might be. You know what? I think it's a facsimile.
It might be a facsimile. That's probably why it's at the bottom.
I can't zoom in on the photos, but
I think
it's a facsimile.
Do an outside pinch thing on the.
No, I tried that. Yeah, it doesn't work.
No.
But it's a Venom lethal protector #1. So regardless if I believe it is a facsimile, but it's signed by Bagley, signed by Michelini, and also Michelini. I don't know if anyone out there knows, he is the co-creator or the writer of Venom. He also created Scott Lang, and we had a chance to meet him a couple years ago. The guy's awesome, such a wonderful dude. Okay. Mark Bagley's really cool. He co-created a lot of characters, including Miles Morales. So, yeah. And then, of course, I don't know if you guys can see it, but Todd McFarlane's on there too.
Yeah.
The good old Todd. Insane. Absolutely insane. So every single comic, guys, every single comic is signed. I believe is that Scotty Young? I mean, it's Scotty Young for sure as artwork, but is that Jim Lee signature? Oh no, it says signed by Scotty Young.
It says Scotty Young. I see an S. Young.
That's such a cool cover.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I think that must be a remark cover. I think the whole thing must be a remark.
Oh my gosh. I think you're right.
And I think it's a blank cover, so the whole thing's
no, I think it just says signed by Scotty Young.
No.
You would say signed and sketched by Scotty Young. So, and I'm trying my best to read, guys. So thank you for being patient with me.
Sean's still learning how to read.
I'm doing my bestest. But we got a cool combination of DC comics as well. Here's a Batman cover. Wow, that's a cool cover. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 23. Got some really awesome moderns on here. Oh, here we go. This is another lethal protector. I think this is the OG one.
Yeah. It's kind of lethal.
And it's signed by Sam De La Rosa, who did the cover art.
Super cool.
So cool. That's amazing. Wow. Very, very epic. These are great. Every single comic is signed. That is incredible. I think it's Roy Thomas. I feel pretty proud that I can recognize the signatures without actually having.
I'm impressed, dude.
There's definitely somebody here. I'm not entirely sure. That's epic.
There we go.
Spider-Man 301. The second issue, the issue that came after Spider-Man 300, which is the first appearance, full first appearance of Venom, and it's signed by none other than Todd McFarlane. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Bane, very good. Man, look at all these. It's going to be hard not to open them. It's going to be really hard not to open these. You got a Miles Morales, Spider-Man 25, signed by Mayhew. That's sick. Another Superman Unchained. That definitely is Jim Lee on there. That's a cool cover.
That's a really cool cover. Where's the signature on that one?
I don't see.
Maybe it's not a signature. Maybe it's just a sketch.
It says signed.
Maybe the back of the book is signed.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. You can't see the back of it.
No, I can't see it right now. But
And then we have, of course, here's a 9.6 comic of Massacres Marvel #1, which is signed by Stan
By
Lee.
Stan Lee.
There's a couple Stan Lee signed comics in here. So whoever that's a cool opportunity for anyone out there to get an actual signed Stan Lee comic. That was actually the first person that I had a chance to meet when I started getting into signatures. It was Stan Lee. It was surreal, and he actually unfortunately passed away a few months afterwards. But I just feel blessed to at least have a chance to meet him, you know. And then of course, oh, that's so cool. Wolverine #1. Look at all those signatures too. Wow. You got Joe Rubenstein on there.
Is that five or six signatures?
You got Roy Thomas. You got Chris Claremont. Wow. That's crazy. There's like five or six signatures on there. Oh, and Frank Miller, right on the head. The silver right there. You can see that. That's Frank Miller's signature. Wow. That's cool. Oh man.
That's a cool book in and of itself, even without the signature.
Yeah. And then of course you got the OG cover A of Ultimate Fallout 4, first appearance of Miles Morales. And this is it Sarah Pacelli? I think so. Yeah, Sarah, she did this sign and sketch. Which is wild.
Oh yeah, you can see a little sketch on the side there.
Oh, it also says signed by Clayton Crane. Oh wow, that's sick. Wow, that's cool. I think it's at the bottom right there. Signed by Clayton Crane. Oh snap, that's awesome. And of course, the Incredible Hulk. Oof, 340. This is probably one of my favorite covers. Todd McFarlane, and of course, signed by Todd McFarlane. That is an incredible cover. I'm really excited for this one to drop on Vivi as well.
Yeah,
so, very very cool. That's epic. You have the Amazing Spider-Man #1 sketch cover, signed by Stan Lee. That's amazing. You know what's really cool too is you could actually get this and get it cracked out of the case. I will say that this was a witness signature, so you know you gotta decide if you
there's some risk there.
Yeah, but you could have other people sign it too. You could fill this up and then maybe send it back to Fanable and keep it and put it back on there. You know?
Yeah.
I would do that. I probably would do that. I'd get that cracked and just go to town and just have
signatures, get a couple sketches on there.
Like 50 signatures on this thing. This thing's amazing. Look at all that real estate.
Yeah.
If it was Stan Lee big in the middle, I'd probably say no, just keep it. But there's at least room for probably another 20, 30 signatures on there.
Yeah.
It's actually really fun. I remember CGC talking to them about that because we did a charity auction a couple years back for the First Responder Children's Foundation, and they donated a comic book that sold for about $2,000, I think, about 2,000, and it had 50 plus signatures on it.
Over 50 signatures.
And I was talking to the CGC team, and I said, what? Because they took it with them and got it personally signed. They do that for charity auctions and donations, so they'll get comics signed and they'll just donate them. Super generous to the team. But it is very difficult to get multiple signatures, especially back then when you had to get them witnessed, right? Yeah. It's very complicated. It's going to be easy. It's a lot easier now because the JSA was acquired by CGC.
We can authenticate signatures now.
Authenticate signatures. That's really cool. We have to pay for it all over again, right? But that's the thing about when you get signatures on your comic book, you got to really decide: do you want to get it graded, authenticated? But then later you find out, do I want to get this signed by somebody else? You got to crack the case and go through the process all over again, including paying for it. It's not free, guys. So something to keep in mind. But this is one in particular I would actually definitely get it
on.
Yeah, for sure. And just get it re-signed. That's awesome. Yeah. Get it signed by a bunch of artists and then put it back on Fanable.
That's a good point. Yeah, you could also take it to Privacy GC signing and have them reslab it for you. Yeah.
That's a good call. Yeah, definitely. I've done that before. I actually I had a Tales of Suspense 52, which is the first appearance of Black Widow. And it was signed by Stan Lee, but then I wanted to get signed by Larry Lieber in a private signing. So I ended up getting signed by him, but then the pandemic hit. So they cracked the case and they said, we can send it back out and get it regraded if you want. Or we can just hold on to it until he's ready to sign again. And I was just like, are you serious? It was like a year and a half, 2 years, guys. I had to wait to get that comment back. 2 years because he wasn't trying. The pandemic obviously was very serious, and he's an older guy. It's Larry Lieber is Stan Lee's brother, and they co-created a lot of the Marvel characters together. But getting that back was incredibly rewarding because I was so patient. I kept following up with them every few months, like, hey, so any updates?
Hey, did you lose my comic?
Yeah. That must have been really annoying. Yeah. Ironically, I did.
There were probably hundreds of other people who were also doing the exact same thing. So,
probably a full-time job just replying to all these emails.
Responding.
I can't imagine. That must have been a nightmare for them. And of course, the Grail comic for this drop, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #8. This is the first appearance of. Oh no, it's the first time. I think it's the first time.
The black costume, black Spider-Man costume, right?
It's either black. I don't think it's the first time. Black. I think it's the. It has to do with the symbiote.
Oh, maybe it's the first symbiote.
I think it's like the backstory of the symbiote. I think symbiote. Guys, I'm still learning to read. Be patient. Thanks for being patient with me. But yeah, this is an incredible cover. Jim Shooter, Mike Zeck, John Beatty, triple signed. So those are the 3 creators of the Secret Wars. And it was funny actually. So like back in 2020, this is a good story. Back in 2020, I went to what comic book shop was it in Vegas? Torpedo Comics in Vegas, and they were having a signing. And I have a Marvel sign with like, now it's probably 30 or 40 different people have signed it, but they were some of the first. And I was talking to Jim Shooter, and I said, "So yeah, Secret Wars, how are you enjoying the MCU? You having a good time? And do you think we'll ever see the Secret Wars come to fruition?" He's like, "Well, Sean, it's interesting. Marvel just contacted me about Secret Wars, and they asked for like all this content, and they wanted a little bit of help in terms of organizing the studios. Needed help with that." And he said they only do that when they're trying to make a movie. Yeah. So I went out and bought a bunch of Secret Wars 1 comics. Yeah. 15 9/8. I've sold all of them. I flipped all of those. Yeah, put them back into VV. But it was so funny that he told me that story because he wasn't public about it. It wasn't until a year later that actually he came out publicly and talked about it. But I thought that was pretty crazy that he was willing to tell me that stuff. There it is. Secret Wars.
And it's a newsstand too.
Oh, very good. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that one hasn't dropped on VV yet either. That's a good one. Yeah, that's inevitable. That'll be coming. But as we all know, Secret Wars is coming.
I confirm this is first appearance of Alien Symbiote, by the way.
The Alien Symbiote, yeah. It's a very significant comic. Triple sign, 9.8. That is fantastic, guys. That's a very cool comic. And this is worth, I think, $13.50. And you'll have an immediate 90% buyback offer from Fanable. So, yeah, incredibly exciting, guys. There you go. 75 comics. I anticipate that they are going to sell out very quickly.
Yeah.
So, if you are interested in going for this drop, I would watch the clock count to 0 because you probably won't have much of a chance after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining, and make sure to, if you're interested in getting involved in those bounties, we have got a few of them going on. Always check our Instagram account for up-to-date bounties. We always post if somebody has gotten one or if we made an acquisition. But again, always check Stacker to see if something has been minted. Mm-hmm. Very important. Very important. And also, speaking of which, if you're new to this, make sure to check your pack mint number before you open it up. Because if you have a significant number, somebody may pay a premium for that, especially for like number 1 or number 75, which is the last mint number. So something to keep in mind. Definitely think about it. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining. It's been a lot of fun, and best of luck tomorrow. I hope everybody gets one.
All right.
Big shout out to Fanable. Thank you for a sponsorship. Appreciate you guys. All right. See you on the next one. Bye, everyone.